There are a few electric cars that we now know are coming to Australia very soon, including the Mustang Mach-E, and I'm personally pretty excited to see that car. I'm also excited to see the new MG4. However, there's one car that I really hope General Motors will bring to Australia. One electric car that to me stands out, and I've got to say, looks absolutely incredible. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Welcome to the new subscribers and welcome back everyone else. Now, I hope that you Aussies have forgiven General Motors for their pullout of Australia. Now, for you guys in America that are not aware of this, we used to be able to buy General Motors vehicles here. Quite a few of them. They were rebadged as Holdens. But anyway, everyone knew they were General Motors, and some people here in Australia would actually take the Holden badge off and they would put a Chevy badge on there. That was pretty common here in Australia, in fact. However, a few years back, General Motors pulled out of many countries around the world, in particular right-hand drive markets. However, they now do bring in some cars, including the Chevy Corvette. Personally, I am really hoping that they bring some electric cars here, especially to compete with the Ford Mustang Mach-E. Now, which car would actually compete on size and potentially performance with the Mach-E? Well, that would be the Chevy Blazer EV, the SS version. Australians love hotted up vehicles, hotted up hatchbacks, hotted up small SUVs, medium-sized SUVs, large SUVs. For some reason here in Australia, we love them. And I can tell you now, a lot of Australians do still love the General Motors brand. In fact, a lot of Australians actually buy GM pickup trucks and get them converted from left-hand drive to right-hand drive. We drive right-hand drive here. It costs a lot of money to do that, to import them over here, to pay for the shipping costs, to pay to get all this stuff, everything to move it to right-hand drive. But remember, people still think something about EVs, which is false. I still see this everywhere, written by people who, to be honest, are very willing to talk. There's a lot of people on Facebook, social media, that will just say anything that comes to their mouth, and they're often false. Here is one of the things I read recently, which is categorically false. Someone said it costs billions of dollars to convert a vehicle to right-hand drive from left-hand drive. Yeah, maybe it costs a lot of money to do that with an internal combustion engine vehicle, but it does not cost billions. How do we know it doesn't cost billions? Well, when Tesla started shipping Tesla Model S vehicles and then Model X vehicles to Australia in right-hand drive, well, we know for a fact they didn't have billions of dollars to spend on converting those vehicles from left-hand drive to right-hand drive. In fact, there's many manufacturers that do this for small batches of cars. In other words, it's very doable. It's very possible. Do you really think Ford is going to spend billions of dollars to convert the Mustang Mach-E from left-hand drive to right-hand drive? There's no way they'd ever get that money back. It's simply completely unfeasible. In other words, one of the big advantages to electric cars is converting them from left-hand drive to right-hand drive is actually not all that difficult. So here's some photos of the Chevy Blazer Electric SS. I think it looks really good. It's a kind of size vehicle that's very similar to a Mustang Mach-E, and it's got range that would suit me perfectly. I don't know about you, but personally, more than 500 kilometers of range, for me, that is the absolute sweet spot. Making its debut just last month, the 2024 Chevy Blazer EV introduced a brand new all-electric iteration of the popular crossover from General Motors. And it offers customers a range of different trim levels and, of course, features range, battery pack sizes, etc. Now, we're taking a closer look at the range-topping 2024 Chevy Blazer EV SS. These are the first real-world photos. These are exactly what it's going to look like. Personally, I think for a lot of GM SUVs, they just miss the boat on styling. They look old school, or just something's not quite right about them. But the Cadillac Lyriq and the Chevy Blazer, in my view, both look sensational. But this is the one I want. For me, the Lyriq, probably a bit expensive. You know, that bonnet, it's really long. I don't think it makes a lot of sense. However, the Blazer SS looks perfect. to me. Now, captured at the recent Woodward Dream Cruise in Metro Detroit, this particular 2024 Blazer EV SS is covered in radiant red metallic paint, tagged with paint code GNT. General Motors says the 2024 Chevy Blazer EV SS comes with the soul of a true sports car, rocking the legendary SS nameplate and offering the highest performance capabilities of the entire Chevy Blazer EV lineup. Now, personally, I'm not buying this idea that it's sporting the soul of a true sports car. I mean, what does that even mean, really? I mean, for most hardcore people who would talk about the soul of a true sports car, we'd be talking about a manual transmission. We'd be talking about, just old school V8 engine, those kinds of things, maybe lightweight, stripping it back. This is absolutely not that at all. I mean, think about the technological advancements in these kinds of cars. Think about the autonomous cruise control, all the advanced driver assist features. This is absolutely not the soul of a true sports car, but who cares? This thing looks epic, and I think the specs are the absolute sweet spot when it comes to an electric SUV. The front fascia incorporates wide horizontal oriented lighting that's spread across the top edge of the crossover's nose. And I think the front of it looks really, really good. You can see a small red SS badge is located in one corner. It's really subtle, unlike a lot of GM vehicles. Now, this vehicle in this picture comes with 22-inch wheels. But personally, I would not be getting the 22-inch wheels if it was a choice. I'd probably get 19, something much smaller. Why? Range is reduced pretty significantly. If you go up in wheel size by, say, 19 to 22-inch wheels, you're probably going to lose about 5% range, approximately. And personally, I prefer to have smaller wheels and better range. Let me know if you agree or you disagree with that. Now, the charging port is found on the driver's side front fender. You can probably see it there in the picture. And in my view, the rear of the EV SS is one of the best looking for any electric vehicle on sale, which is sort of a strange thing to be saying that about General Motors SUVs. I mean, they're really, to be honest, most of them, they don't look that good. The internal combustion engine versions. But it seems to me as though GM has put a lot of effort into the design of its new Ultium electric SUVs. And frankly, they look really, really good. I mean, let's be honest. The Cadillac Lyriq, even though it doesn't look all that practical, it looks really, really nice. That's one very, very sexy looking EV. So what actually are the specs? Well, the Chevy Blazer EV SS comes exclusively with all-wheel drive. One motor at the front, one motor at the back, producing upwards of 560 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. Plus, it's going to accelerate to 60 miles an hour in less than 4 seconds. So that's about 98 kilometers an hour in less than 4 seconds. I mean, this thing is fast. What about the range? Well, Chevy says, or General Motors say, range is 290 miles. So that's about 470 kilometers of range, which is, that's pretty good considering the size of the car and the performance and the fact that it's four-wheel drive, or all-wheel drive, I should say. And what's the price? Well, yeah, it's not cheap. The Chevy Blazer EV SS will launch in the fall of 2023. So not that far away. Pricing will start from $66,000 US. So you're probably looking at a price of close to maybe nearly $100,000 in Australia. But for the performance, the size of this vehicle, and frankly, the overall package, I think it's still a pretty good price. If you compare this to other cars, like internal combustion engine vehicles with these specs, with this kind of performance, with these kind of looks, this kind of luxury, I think you'll find it's actually quite good value. GM, please bring them to Australia. I'd love to see them here. Bring them to New Zealand. I reckon they'd want them too. Bring them to the UK. They'd probably want them as well. Right-hand drive markets, yeah, we want your electric cars. We're waiting for them. And frankly, I can see GM having a rebirth in these countries where they bring out these new vehicles, which, to be honest, are pretty damn impressive. Now, what I want to know is from you guys, what do you think about this electric car? What do you think about GM's EVs? If you're not in the United States, would you want GM to bring their electric cars to your country so that you could potentially test drive one and maybe buy one? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. And as always, have a great day. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.